Good morning from Channel 18, and today our first guest is Barbara Ann Foley, Director of the Council on Aging, and Barbara Ann is going to give you some updates as to what the March calendar may look like, and she may even touch on maybe one or two things about April. Who knows?
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for tuning in. We have a couple of little snippets, I call them, of things that are coming up. And the first couple things I want to remind people about is the Social Security Department that a number of folks have to go to in Hyannis has made a very convenient option for folks. And you don't have to live in Harwich. It can be any age and it can be any town, any resident. And it's a kiosk that we have here. They call it a VSD, which is Video Service Delivery Machine. And we've talked about it before on this station. It is operating, it is taking appointments. And the way that it works is you walk in with an appointment and you sit down in front of what looks like a computer screen, and there is a live person on the other end talking to you. So it's like you're having a one-on-one appointment with Social Security in Hyannis, but it's right here in Harwich for your convenience. The appointments are always on the third Monday of each month, to start anyway, and they begin at 9:05. If it's just simple questions about either your health benefits page or something like that, they're 15-minute appointments, but you actually can sign up for services as well. And if you need to do that, you do need to make an hour appointment. And you can simply do that by calling our Council on Aging phone number. The other thing, I won't say that it's sad, because I think it's a good reason that it's happening, but I have in our newsletter that the travel department is traveling on. And what I mean by that is we have had so many people with our infrastructure and social media that we are not going to any longer be offering trips through the COA. We've done this, I've been here since 1999, and we've offered this since then and long before my time. And what's happened now is if Paul says he wants to go on a trip to Boston to see the Red Sox or something, he has lots of options. He can either get something out of the newspaper with one of the companies, or his family can help him online and pick something for one of the companies. And sometimes you even have commercials with TV. So what's happening is we don't have the volunteers at our desk, enough of them anymore, and we don't have the traffic anymore at all. So you will see the wall changing in a short period of time. And I just wanted to let people know so that they're not calling and saying, where's the travel page in the newsletter? It is on the front page that the travel page is traveling on. And it is time. We need every space in this building that we can get, and that particular area just doesn't have the foot traffic anymore. So the other thing, I know that many of you know, we have with our social worker, Kevin, a group it's called Buried in Treasures, for people who have a clutter problem or a hoarding problem. And a very nice dovetail and in tandem group that started fairly recently to go with that is called Clutterers Anonymous. And they are meeting right here at the Harwich Community Center for about an hour on Wednesdays at 9:30. I tell people that because you can indeed be in both groups. They're both on Wednesdays, but one is in the morning and one is in the afternoon. If you want to join the Clutterers group, you can simply show up. There isn't any pre-registration. And much like other support groups, they are there to help, not to judge. And you may get some helpful tips from people who have been there and done that. So if you're interested, that's on Wednesdays at 9:30. The other sort of preparing ahead that I want to remind people about are SHINE counselors, which stands for Serving Health Insurance Needs of Everyone, is urging us to tell people who may be turning 65 this year to remember that you really need to, 3 months or more ahead of time, meet with the SHINE counselors to discuss, how do I get on Medicare? What are the parameters? What do I need to do? Do I notify Social Security and all of that? What happens is unfortunately, we get lazy, or it just sort of like, a V8, it happens in front of us, and then all of a sudden our birthday is here. I had that happen in the beginning of this month, on the 5th. I totally forgot my license was due. And I was driving around, I think, for at least a day with an expired license. So do pay attention to when your birth date is. And if you're going to be turning 65 this year, please make an appointment with our Shine counselors. If you can believe it, every day 10,000 baby boomers are going to be turning 65. That's just incredible to me. And they're going to be eligible for Medicare. So we need to try and make it as smooth a process as possible. And the Shine counselors are just phenomenal at being able to do that. But they can't do it if you wait until like a month after your birthday. So try and sign up ahead of time if you can.
Well, that's $365,000 a year, right?
Absolutely. It's crazy. So the other thing I wanted to let people know is starting on March 6th, our bridge is back. Nancy Blizzard teaches that. And they meet in the spring and usually through to the fall anyway, sometimes through winter, for 6-week sessions on Mondays from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock right here at the COA. And you can, if you're somebody who likes to play bridge and would like to see what the group does, you can certainly pop in and watch or join them and decide if it's something that's for you. We have a new program you might be interested in, Paul, because I know you're a history buff too, that our history buff, Rick Anderson, our volunteer coordinator and outreach assistant, is going to run. It's just one day on Thursday, March 9th from 1 to 2:30 right here. We are going to have a program called The History of Television Commercials. So you remember the plop, plop, fizz, fizz, or what a relief it is, the Alka-Seltzer, and some of those funny commercials. It'll be like a little bit of a trivia with, he'll put something on and have people guess, but they'll also have little snippets of featured films and advertisements from the past. And it will go from the inception of 1941, that's a trivia question, by the way, until today. So it should be a fun day. And again, that's Thursday, March 9th. If you're someone who likes champagne, they are going to have the rescheduled, unfortunately, I think it's been rescheduled twice now, Paul, because of the weather. Our Alzheimer's Family Support Center in Brewster, which is where the Alzheimer's walk that we do in my father's memory, all the funds go there. They're celebrating 2 years of service to our Cape Cod community, and on Sunday, March 19th at 11:30 at the Dennis Inn, we will be having a champagne brunch. And if you've never been to the Dennis Inn, they serve an amazing brunch. It's $20 a person, and you can RSVP. You can give me a call at the Council on Aging, or you can call them in Brewster. And the last two things I want to make sure everybody knows is we had something from, excuse me, it says courtesy of the Commonwealth's Comptroller. Say that 5 times fast. They apparently have had numerous, not just 1 or 2, but numerous amounts of IRS scams. So I put in the newsletter, I'm not going to read to you, but 4 or 5 bullet points that they give us to give to you, we put into the newsletter. And the bottom line is that the IRS is not going to be contacting you by phone. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. And that's where all the scams are coming in. People hear the IRS is calling and they freak out and they do whatever the person on the other end of the phone tells them to do and get themselves into really, really deep trouble. So it basically gives you, a do's and don'ts of what to do with the IRS. But the last line says, the IRS does not initiate contact with taxpayers by email, text message, or social media to request personal or financial information. They do not threaten taxpayers with lawsuits, imprisonment, or other enforcement action. And those, I guess, have been the basis for these scams is the people are afraid they're going to get thrown in jail. So they fork over whatever amount of money is being asked of them. And often it's with credit cards. So it's bad to worse. So we have 2 new workshops coming up right around the corner. One is on Saturday, March 4th, and the other is on Saturday, March 11th. They're both 2 back-to-back. And they are with our wonderful yoga instructor, Michelle Inslee. And the meditation workshop is the Saturday, March 4th, and it's from 11 to 11:30, half hour, $5. And the Saturday, March 11th is Introduction to Ayurveda, which is a medicine, like a holistic medicine, which is one of our oldest healing systems that we have, actually 3,000 years old, to be exact, starting in India. And yoga is what she teaches, and that's kind of what they call a sister science. And that's free from 11 to 12:30 on Saturday, March 11th. So those two are kind of fun and new, and if you're interested, you can sign up at the community center desk. I think that's finally it.
Well, that's a lot.
It is. We have our volunteer recognition coming up in April. We have a volunteer recognition breakfast this Friday, trying to do that 4 times a year now for our amazing volunteers instead of just once a year, because we find that obviously not all of our volunteers can make it on the same day. So rather than one and done, we have it 4 times. So breakfast will be this Friday. And
now, is that going to be the same as the monthly breakfast?
no, well, it'll be similar. It's not in place of the men's breakfast, but it is similar food. So it'll be, eggs and bacon and muffins and that kind of
Friday?
thing. Yes, for volunteers this Friday. If you have not signed up, please call our desk, or you can call Rick and talk to him. If you have done any hours of volunteer work here, we definitely would love to have you here and come for breakfast. There's no program. Rick will introduce and thank everyone, and we want it to be a gathering so people can get a chance to socialize with each other. Because you all do a wonderful service, and often you don't get to know other people who do other volunteer work for the COA as well. So
That's a great idea.
yeah, so one is breakfast, April will be lunch, springtime will be a barbecue, and we'll go around through the cycle again.
Okay. Now, I know you had something out here.
Yep,
last
that was the barbecue lunch.
That was the barbecue lunch.
Yep, in the summertime, and then
Did
fall
you
we'll
have a
do
good
something
crowd
else.
then?
We did. So we're hoping that we will again. I think we've got 40 to 50 signed up for the breakfast, so a good number. That's what we're hoping for. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you again soon.
Very good. Thank you very much, and thank you for all this information.
You are welcome.